today I'm in the studio and I am doing another Alcohol Lift-Ink video because I've played with it with my regular stamps, I've played with it with my stencils, but for those of us who have fabulous ArtFoamies, I am wondering if it will or how it will react to ArtFoamies. So that's what I'm going to be trying today. So I have my 8x10 white Yupo paper, the alcohol ink Yupo paper, and off to the side I have a large black Dylusions tag because I want to use some bright colors and then try to transfer them onto the background of this tag. And for today I'm just wearing gloves because I don't want to get my hands too stained while I play today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some alcohol blending solution to the paper. And then I tried to pick some really bright alcohol ink colors just so that when I transfer them to the black, this way I hope they show up a bit better because the more muted or darker colors I use. So first I'm going to add some Pool. And I do have my window open, so you may hear the cats talking at some point. Look at that, just getting that going. And I have a feeling I'll end up with a little bit of mud in here when I start adding some of the purples and greens, but we'll see. So that was Pool. I'm going to add some Raspberry now. Look at that. Beautiful, and it's actually getting me purples. Just letting that pool up really well. I'm going to tilt it a little to get it running. I want to get that mixing a bit. Look at that. That is a luscious background. Really vibrant, which is what I was looking for. And now I'm going to add into that a little bit of lemonade. And I love how I'm getting like a beautiful almost rainbow effect here with all the pretty yellows. And now I was going to add a lime green, but I'm already kind of getting a green, so I don't want to overdo it. I may add just a little bit more pink back in. There we go. It's getting some of those white spots or areas that I don't necessarily have much pink. There we go. Look at that beautiful neon background. I do want to get it running just a little. Oop, try not to. You guys can see, look at that vibrancy. That is going to be awesome. Okay. And then, as always, I love a little metallic. So I'm going to get my gold shook up very well. And to add the gold, I'm going to use my dabber with a felt pad, a little bit of alcohol blending solution on it, and get the gold on here. And then I'm just going to start adding it in different spots. And the blending solution is making all these little puddles of color form. There we go. I'm really loving the vibrancy. This rainbow effect I'm getting on the background. And I don't want to muddle that up too much, so I'm going to go ahead and stop now. So just to recap, I started with the alcohol blending solution. I added some raspberry, some Pool, some lemonade, and then I put the blending solution on the dabber and I added some gold to that. And here is our result. I really want to make sure you guys can see that gold on there. There we go. Those vibrant colors. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this dry now, and then we'll start playing with the background. Okay, we are all dry, and look at that luscious rainbow of color. You can see the metallic gold mixed in there. That is just beautiful. Alright, now for the fun part. Going to try the alcohol Lift-Ink on this butterfly art foamy. And hopefully it'll work like... Now the one thing I just realized I didn't do is that this, if I had used archival ink, this should have been cleaned off. I've only used paint with my ArtFoamies, so I don't know. We'll see how this reacts. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put it down here. Make sure I press across. Gonna lift. And let's see if I have any impression to put on here. And it looks like it's just, you can see it, it's just the wet. It didn't really transfer the color. Maybe if I had used a light color background, I would have seen some color. So let's see what happens here. I can see some of the art foamy. And maybe because the art foamies are more sponge-like, it absorbed the ink more than if I had just used a regular rubber stamp. Because I can even see as I'm doing the dabbing that it's not quite picking it up like the rubber stamp did, but we'll see what happens. That's what this video is all about, experimenting, trying, and I just love the colors of this background. I think this is my favorite background I've done so far. Now I'm going to rub, and look at that, it is working. It's subtle, it's not as defined necessarily as you would get with the rubber stamp, but it does still create a very cool effect in the background. So I think I'm going to keep playing with this, and I will say my paper is feeling a little tacky, so I may need to dry it a little more, but you know what, I think it did work. I'm going to have to dry my paper a little more. I apologize for but can you guys see that? There's the butterfly. It did come out, and it didn't make it go all the way white to the back of the page, but it still gave it a cool effect. So now I want to try it maybe with one of the circle foamies, and maybe if it was a clean foamy, let me see if I have any I haven't used yet. Maybe if it was a clean foamy that didn't have paint, it would react a little different. So let's try this circle that, there we go, I haven't used yet. And I'm going to try him here, or it here. Give it a good press. Lift. Oh, see? That one did work better because it was cleaner. And there is some ink on here. It may not show up on the black, so let me grab real quick. I have one of the Dylusions white tabs that we will try to transfer onto. Oh my gosh. Do you see that? How cool. So that is the key. That is what I did wrong to start with. I needed to have a totally clean foamy, and look at this awesome ghosting I'm getting. That is just, so you can use, as long as you rinse off and you clean off your ArtFoamies, you can use your ArtFoamies with the alcohol Lift-Ink as well, which is just, I did not dab enough. I was starting to smear it, so let me make sure. I am so excited. This just opens up a whole nother world to use with them. On top of your rubber stamps, your clear stamps, your stencils, you can totally use your ArtFoamies, and look at that. So I want to give the butterfly another try, because I really liked the butterfly. And it could be because it's a bigger stamp, maybe I didn't get enough of the alcohol Lift-Ink on it. Let's go ahead and give the butterfly another try. Let's try it down here. Really get it pressed well. And maybe it didn't show up because the tag was black. So let's, okay, yep, and now I can definitely see the alcohol Lift-Ink on there. I'm gonna go ahead and move this, and let's try adding it on here. Wow, look at that. How cool is that? And then I can add the ghosting if I want. Now I did seem to get a cleaner print with the circle that hadn't been used than the butterfly. I don't know if it's the spacing or the area of it, but let's see how the butterfly turned out in this bottom part. Maybe there's too much detail in this butterfly with it being in the foamy, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and get this dabbed. Keep trying to find a clean area of my paper towel to use. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to wipe. And it is smearing a little bit, but my image is showing up. And it's not detracting from the border at all. It's just giving it a really cool, so there's my second attempt at the butterfly as opposed to the first attempt, but you still get really cool textures. And I really loved how this guy came out, so I may do him 1 or 2 more times on here. So let me re-ink him. And so you get kind of, this is going to be really cool cut up into tags or gift tags or a fun happy birthday background or something like that. I think it's going to look awesome. See, that one moved a little. Let me flip it over. And you get really great transfer. Look at that, look at the colors. And see, now the foamy wasn't as clean this time, so it didn't immediately pick up the white. Let me get a fresh paper towel. And I'm sure if I go and I rinse off my ArtFoamies and I try this again once it was good and dry, I'd get a print like that like I did the first time. This one's coming out pretty good too though. See? So there you go. Just a quick little demo to show you that you can also use your ArtFoamies with the new alcohol Lift-Ink. So that's stencils, rubber stamps, ArtFoamies, so all these tools that you already have in your studio, just another really cool way to work with them. So I hope this video gave you some inspiration. I hope you're going to get yourself some of this alcohol Lift-Ink because as you can see, you can use it with pretty much anything in your studio now. So thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all my latest releases. Happy crafting and happy alcohol inking.